On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer this question and any related questions.
No, I had no idea. I haven't spoken to him in many, many years, but I did have no idea.
Welcome to the story that cuts deeper than any scandal you've heard before. A tale of islands, acid shipments, buried files, and the men at the top who knew far more than they ever admitted. Jeffrey Epstein's Little St. James wasn't a mere retreat for the wealthy. It was an engineered hub of exploitation, where underage girls were ferried in under the guise of massages and modelling gigs, only to face systematic abuse by some of the most influential figures on the planet. For years, this Caribbean nightmare operated with virtual impunity, shielded not just by Epstein's billions, but by a justice system that turned a blind eye. Even as complaints piled up from the mid-1990s onward, today, with freshly released documents painting an even grimmer picture. We must confront the uncomfortable truth. Power doesn't just corrupt, it protects itself at all costs. And no one exemplifies that more starkly than the current President of the United States, Donald Trump. Let's start with the island itself. That 72-acre speck of land Epstein dubbed Little St. James, complete with a blue-stripped temple-like structure that fueled endless speculation about the rituals unfolding inside. Victims' accounts, corroborated across multiple investigations, describe a conveyor belt of horror. Girls as young as 14, lured from the US mainland, promised education or opportunity, then trapped in a cycle of sexual servitude for Epstein and his guests. Flight logs from his Lolita Express jet show a revolving door of elites, politicians, royals, CEOs, touching down nearby. Though hard proof of who stepped foot on the island remains frustratingly elusive, thanks to incomplete visitor records seized only after Epstein's 2019 death. What we do know, from unsealed files and shipping manifests, is that on July 12, 2018, the precise day the FBI reignited its stalled probe into Epstein's trafficking network, 6 55-gallon drums of sulfuric acid, totaling 333 gallons, were delivered straight to Little St. James. Sulfuric acid is a flesh-eating corrosive capable of dissolving human remains or digital evidence in hours. The excuse offered: water purification for the island's plant, with FBI vessels spotted in the vicinity just months prior. The timing suggests a frantic evidence purge, a last-ditch effort to erase the paper trail of depravity that had flourished there unchecked for over 2 decades. The FBI's role in this catastrophe is nothing short of criminal negligence. As early as 1996, a victim reported Epstein's abuses to the Bureau, detailing assaults on the island and beyond. Yet no formal investigation launched until 2005. a full 9 years later. After Palm Beach police independently built a case from schoolgirl tips, even then, federal prosecutors under the Bush administration brokered a 2008 non-prosecution agreement so lenient it defied belief. 13 months in a cushy county jail with work release, allowing Epstein to jet off to his island on weekends. No charges for the recruiters. No pursuit of the clients. No raid on Little St. James until August 2019. Post-arrest, when agents finally uncovered safes, hard drives, labelled with nude photos, and logbooks hinting at a vast network, a 2025 DOJ memo under Trump's first term insisted no client list or blackmail trove existed. No evidence of a higher-level sex ring. Just one man's crimes. Skeptics, including victims, advocates, and even some lawmakers, call it a whitewash, pointing to redacted victim statements naming prominent men. Representative Ro Khanna laid it bare in early 2026. FBI documents were systematically scrubbed to shield the elite, with 6 powerful names, speculated to include figures like Les Wexner, blacked out from public view. 12 Epstein accusers sued the FBI last year for exactly this: ignoring pleas, failing to protect, and burying leads that could have stopped the nightmare sooner. Donald Trump, whose ties to Epstein run deeper and dirtier than his public disavowals suggest. They were fixtures on the New York and Palm Beach scenes in the 90s and early 2000s. Partying at a Mar-a-Lago, trading real estate tips. With Trump once boasting, Epstein was his closest friend for 10 years. Flight logs confirmed Trump on the Lolita Express at least once. Photos show them grinning together amid a sea of young women. Their alleged 2004 rift over a property bid feels like a convenient revisionism. Especially when 2006 police records reveal Trump phoning the Palm Beach sheriff during the initial probe, saying, "Thank goodness you are stopping him. Everyone has known he's been doing this." Insider knowledge? You bet. Fast forward to 2025 document dumps from Epstein's estate, and the mask slips further. Emails where Epstein sieves about his old pal, writing in 2017, "I've met bad people, but none as bad as Trump. Not one decent cell in his body." In 2018, texts. He positions himself as Trump's destroyer. "I'm the one person who can take him down." Confiding to an advisor, "I know how dirty Donald is." And alleging Trump knew about the girls. Even instructing Ghislaine Maxwell to throttle the supply at his resorts. Epstein obsessively tracked Trump's moves, emailing about scandals that could derail him. Yet, under Trump's DOJ now, post-re-election, the files trickle out in redacted dribbles. Millions of pages withheld, despite congressional mandates like the Epstein Files Transparency Act. Trump's response? a masterclass in deflection. Last summer, as his base demanded full transparency, he exploded on video, labelling supporters stupid people and foolish for chasing what he called a hoax. On Truth Social, he spins tales of 100,000 more pages, exposing Democrats, Obama, and Comey for inventing the files, flatly ignoring their origins in Bush era and his own initial probes. Blame Biden for the plea deal, Obama for the inaction. It's theatre. Congress ordered full release by late 2025. Trump's Justice Department compiled with half measures, citing privacy shields that conveniently protect the powerful. No arrests of island visitors. No aggressive client hunts. Just endless delays as rep. Kana and others accuse the administration of sanitizing history to safeguard the club. This is the brutal calculus of elite impunity. FBI sleeps through decades of tips. DOJ redacts the reckoning. And presidents from both parties play gatekeeper. Epstein ships body-melting acid as Fed circle. Trump tips off cops. Files hint at dirt that could topple kingdoms. Yet no one swings. Victims' testimonies fade into black bars. Island artifacts gather dust. And power marches on unscathed. The publicly released Epstein files include at least one document alleging that Donald Trump sexually assaulted a minor. This alleged incident happened decades ago, in the 1990s, before Trump was president. The files also mention Trump in emails and tips, but most of these are unverified claims. The full interviews and evidence behind the allegation are not fully public, and some parts are redacted for privacy. So the files show allegations, not proven crimes, and they occurred when Trump was a private citizen, not an official. Trump's 2025 return was billed as swamp draining. The reality? He's the bouncer now, ensuring little St. James secrets stay half buried. Demand the unredacted files, hold the DOJ accountable, or accept the verdict. In America's halls of power, justice bows to the highest bidder, and the island's ghosts whisper that nothing's changed.